Hello and welcome to the Worm Show. I'm your host, Thorn Jules. Well, here we are, feeding time at the Box of Life. It is very, very late on a Sunday night. In fact, it's actually technically early Monday morning when I'm filming this. We have just passed into February, and it is still absolutely bloody freezing outside. But inside, we have a little bloom action going on. I'm very, very pleased to introduce my little orchid friend here. I've had this plant now for 2 years at least, and this is the first time that it's flowered, and I'm very, 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 very pleased about that. So I wanted to show it off. Now, of course, the plant's not going in the box, but I wanted to show it off. And what I have here is some food, some old school food we should call it. But I found from the recent feeding that it actually was safe to use and was not causing any mold production, which is we're quickly learning is our mortal enemy. So thankfully, we're not seeing any of that at the moment. I'm pleased to report. Here we are. So, I actually have looked at this, and there's something very fun that I want to reveal, because as some of you may know if you saw the last episode, I put some chia seeds in here, and lo and behold, they have sprouted. Look at that. That is so fun. I love that there's a little forest of chia seed sprouts coming up there. I just absolutely adore that. I did have a look to see and to make sure that there wasn't any mold production going on, and it does seem like we're doing okay. I don't know if it's possible for you to see that, but there's a lot of goodness going on here. In fact, I can see there's a worm trying to make the transition, and look at that, there's little chia seed roots and everything. There's some chia seeds down at the bottom as well. That's awesome. I'm very, very pleased about how that layer is looking at the moment. My plan right now, actually, perhaps what I will do, because my plan was to feed. I'm getting to the point now, actually. Maybe what I'll do is I'll show you quickly, because, spoiler alert, we have some friends that we're going to be adding to the box at the end of the episode, so please stick around for that. But I'm getting to the point now where I'm starting to think that I'm going to be transitioning from this bottom layer, which, as you can see, I removed soil from either side here. I don't know if you can how well you can make that out. I can see that there's a couple of worms making the jump between the boxes, so I'll close that back up and let them get on with their business. But I'm very, very pleased to see how that's coming along. Nicely is how I would put it. If I can just reorganize myself. So I'm very, very pleased with how the layers are coming along, and I think actually I'm getting to the point where I'm going to be soon looking at transitioning from a 3-tiered box back to a 2-tiered box as I clean out the bottom and transfer the worms up to the top, and then I will have all of those casings worm castings, and I'm very much looking forward to that, because it'll be the first full sort of cycle, and I think that feels like it would be a bit of an accomplishment. So what I'm planning to do, I will just sprinkle some food in a bit of a loose way at the top. I don't have any bedding, so what I'm sort of counting on is that this food will sit between the top layer of bedding and the mesh that's underneath the top bunk, so to speak. This is just a little bit of food for the worms that are occupying this layer to gnaw on. And I think the next time around I will add a little bit more bedding to the top. I don't have any bedding prepared right now, but I will probably add in the next video when I do the feeding. I will probably add a bit more bedding to the box, to this box here in particular. And I might actually be approaching the point at which I may not be feeding as much, although I will continue to feed. Once this becomes the bottom box, I probably won't feed it as much. So there it is. I think that's looking very good. As I said, I will put more bedding down next time to sort of bulk that up, and more feed, more bedding. And here we are again with the top tier. I'll move this back and see how we're doing. Look at that. Look at all the wormies. This is very, very good. This is exactly what I want to see. So funny, my little forest of sprouts. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lightly feed, just put the feed on top here, a little bit on top. Again, I'm kind of doing this on the fly. It's a bit haphazard of me, I suppose, because I don't have bedding prepared to put down on top of all this food. I think I may do that off camera maybe, because I don't want any situation where this material starts to get moldy. We don't want more mold. And I'm just going to poke in here. Yeah, things are going well. I don't see any sign of mold, but what I do see is lots of worms. Very good. I see lots and lots of worms. Now, in those periods where we've struggled with mold, you know, I've opened this and it's been like a ghost town. And that's been really worrying. Like, I can't tell you how discouraging it is to open this box and not see any worms, because, you know, I mean, literally the thing is called the box of life, right? So you open it up and you want to see, you know, where are all my friends? Well, here they are. They are happy. They're wriggling around. I don't know if you can see that one. Woo! That one was very lively. Sorry, I'll put you back. I'm also kind of disturbing my forest of chia seedlings, but oh well. Very good. Now this is going to be, I think, good food for these friends. Lots and lots of healthy stuff in this box here. Very good. So yeah, I'm very excited to get to the point where I'll be able to take all of the worm castings out. I'm really interested to see what it's like to use. I'm starting to gear up now. I mean, okay, we're February, it's dead of winter, but I'm starting to think about the spring, and I want to do a whole bunch of plants. I always do balcony garden, as I think if you've seen some of the older videos, you'll have seen a little bit of my balcony garden setup, although I don't tend to show it much because it'd be pretty easy to locate me where I live. But yeah, so I'm going to be potting up some aloes and some other plants, and I want to do some seedlings for the springtime. So I mean, obviously not now, but so I'm going to be preparing some soil that I'm going to mix in with a healthy portion of worm castings, and it'll be really lovely to watch that come up and grow and to do what it does. I'll be really impressed and excited to, I'm going to be excited to see, hopefully impressed, I should say. Right. I'm very happy about that. It's a relief to see that the material in here seems to be doing well. And we shall add our friends, our little worm friends. Now this has dried up quite a bit actually. I collected these. Oh, and look, some of them are hiding underneath. Oh. So we'll see if we can induce them. Oh, they're rather keen to stay where they are, I think. I will spritz a little bit of water. Now they are going to react to this when I spritz them. And I just want to loosen them up a little bit, because I definitely don't want to pull on them to take them out. I'll leave those for now. And I'll just roll these off. Hi, hello friends. I wish I could tell them what I was doing so that they could understand. I don't think that they terribly enjoy this experience. Oh, here I am doing all this stuff, but I'm not even doing it on camera. I'm really sorry. My camera work, I realize, if you're watching this, I'm sure you could agree, my camera work is not always the best, but here we are. Here we are. I'm going to say hello. Say hello to my little friends. Whole bunch of little red wigglers. Feeling very funny as they slip through my hands. Yes. So I'll put those there. And then we'll pick up the ones from this. Come on. Come on. Here we go. There we go. We got them together. We got all of them. Oh, there we go. I think that's it. Very good. There we go. So we'll leave them to do their thing. Yeah, all right. Well, I'm very pleased with that. I think that I like to think that these new additions to the top tier will be happy where they are. Previously, I've noticed that they seem to go from the top and just make a beeline back down to the bottom of the tier, or the bottom box. And so this time around, I'm hoping that they will stick around a little longer. I'm guessing, based on what I've seen so far of let's say tentatively the success, shall we say, of this layer. Now that we don't have we're controlling the mold situation. Very pleased, and yeah, so let's see, hopefully that works out. I'm gonna say hello, Molly. You can come into frame. You gonna come and say hello? Maybe not. Are you gonna come and see what this is? Let me see if I can get my little mini schnauzer to come and say hello. You gonna say hi? Can you say hi? She's not sure. She's not sure whether she wants to say hi or not. Oh, there you go. She sniffs this thing and she's not really sure exactly what's going on. That's Molly. Say hi, Molly. Can you say hi? Molly's had a bit of a tough weekend. She's been struggling a little bit with her tummy. Anyhow, let's hope that these little friends will fill their tummies with all that delicious food that I've given them. Now that they have been introduced to the box, and that you have had a chance to see them wiggling and squirming, I'm going to flip them over and let them find their way. I'll put the blanket back on. And we'll call it good, as Boylei likes to say. There we go. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll keep you posted, and I'm very keen to see how we go from here. Thank you very much for joining us. If you are not subscribed, please consider doing so now. If you've watched this whole video, surely we've earned your subscription. Please let us know what you think in the comments. Like and all that jazz. And we'll see you in another video. Ciao for now.